So now we are moving into our presentation for Club Assembly. District Governor Regatta this year requested that for her visit, she would like every club to do a club assembly. And what a club assembly is that the club board tell the club members what we plan to do for the year. And since we're at the end of the first quarter, we have achieved some of our goals, but we are going to kick right into it. So as I say every week, you all know what our mission is at our club here. It's teaching youth to succeed through literacy, education, and life skills development. And you will see a lot of our projects focus on that, but that is not exclusively what we focus on. So this year is our 95th year. As I like to say, nothing in this town is 95 years old. So we should be really proud of the fact that we've been here for 95 years. And for me personally, for Michael Gordon, I have 3 distinct goals. So one is $2 million in our local foundation. And I just received from Sean Noorda today our updated total. And today, our total is $1,948,767. So thank you to your generosity. We are $51,233 away from our goal. So please continue to be generous because we can make that goal. As past President Jim Hunt also alluded to, we will exceed $1 million for Santa Claus this year. $1 million that we've given to the local community to clothe kids here. That's $1 million right here in our community. And that's something amazing. So thank you, Jim and Tom and Randy and everybody for your leadership on that. And then finally, this one I put in, and it's not because the district governor is here, but I guess she needs to know that we are going to win the governor's bell this year, which the district governor gives to the best club in the district. Right, Regatta. No pressure. So we've worked through it all. All our club directors are sitting here and ready to present for their respective portfolios. So first up is membership, Rosalie and Janet Linder.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to lunch, everyone. So Janet and I are chairing the membership committee. I am the chair, Janet's my co-chair, so we're a little team. So you go? Okay, so membership, the reason of membership is a committee and subcommittees which are responsible for mentorship, recruiting, attendance, retention, education, and fellowship of new members.
I'm not that vain, Jim.
So as of today, ending 8/30, we have 140 total members, which includes 2 new inductions, one which was 9/21, Tyler Wisseton, over here, and also Randy Frost on 9/14, which I'm not sure Randy's here. Don't see him. We have 3 in the pipeline that are approved for circulation, which will be going out. And we also have 2 pending applications, which we will be interviewing. Orientation, the next for the new members that have been elected into the club, is October 17th at the Linder's home at 6 o'clock. So everyone, please plan on attending and supporting our new members and sharing in fellowship with everyone else. We have 145 total members, including those who are on leave of absence. 2017 and 18, our goal for our group is to bring in net new members, 12 to 15. Request all membership to continue recruiting, and everyone has been sending us some really great opportunities and people to interview, so thank you so much for giving us that pipeline of people to talk to and share about Rotary. I also wanted to mention that our website, which Kirk Holmes has worked so hard on, has really done a lot with regard to people having interest in our club, and we've had many people reach out through that website and show interest that they would like to see more about Rotary and be invited to a luncheon. Ted is also doing a great job at interviewing folks and staying very on top of connecting with those individuals that are coming through the website and also signing up on the guest list that they are interested in Rotary. So I want to thank everyone who is here today or anyone who is not for your participation in supporting our membership, and have a great day.
Next.
So in addition to sharing very little about what goes on here, I have a rumor that I would like to dispel. First of all, under Mr. Thorson's guidance, I didn't screw anything up yet. Second thing, there's a member who has made a nasty accusation that I hide my lack of doing anything by curious cat photos. Today I'm here to show you that it's not correct. So just a couple of weeks ago, we completed our SOAR Awards. The coolest thing about this is it involves a lot of clubs across the city, not just ours. It's a real collaborative effort, and it also gives a lot of those who don't get the recognition publicly the opportunity to receive that. Oh, heck. Mr. Alexander, I'm sorry, I got to use the cat photos. The canned food drive that we alluded to, if I read the numbers right, it looks like we're going to come close to 1 million cans of food this year donated to the Salvation Army. And in conjunction with the Kiwanis Club, it also draws together the city and gets us involved with other groups, not just our own. All right, now we have monkeys. So Santa Claus is a favorite of everybody's, and one of the things that I've done this year, and I encourage everyone else to do, is get folks outside of the club involved. No, that's not Jim Hunt. It looks like him, but it's not. Oh, sorry. Is to get folks from outside of the organization involved. It's a wonderful way to introduce our club to the city. It's also a wonderful way to generate new membership. It's a ton of fun. So amongst the other things we do, we support a couple of different elementary schools, both financially and with our time and our energy. With the reading program, and Beckley is now regularly getting 300 to 350 families and students together to read together, to teach them reading as a habit, something we all learn, but what an amazing thing. And it literally, with not counting all the work that Marie puts into it behind the scenes, it literally takes a few minutes of our time every single month, but the difference it makes is amazing. So the small things we do are just as important as the big things. All right. So this is our highway cleanup. Once a quarter, we meet outside of Bonnie Springs Ranch and make sure that our city looks a little better than it did before we got there. And I understand there's donuts, too. Yeah, there we go. Spread the Word Nevada was a major financial commitment that Dave put together. With $20,000 it took us to sponsor the school originally, and now we're into the hard work part. So we continue to support the school with books, but also folks to read with the kids. And the time, more importantly than anything we do some of these, is the time that we spend with the kids. It's one-on-one time. Same with Santa Claus. Those kids get half an hour to an hour of undivided attention from an adult that's there for them. These are the kinds of things that give these kids the courage to keep moving. Also, once a year, we sponsor a 51s game together with Nellis Air Force Base. Not sure who that is. I don't know who our baseball player is. And then Howie mentioned the Day of Caring, and then in conjunction with the United Way. The really neat thing about this was they had a horrible time getting folks to volunteer at Bridger. It's one of the older schools in the district that needs the most help. So when we went to the United Way, they said, "We know you've got the schools that you spend a lot of time with, but would you consider donating some of your resources to us?" So there's 25 of us that are going to do a whole lot of damage at that school. And the Magical Force is our annual volunteer event at the Opportunity Village, where we simply provide volunteers to help them raise money for their Christmas event. It's also another citywide event, huge publicity and a lot of exposure for us. All right, So now you're going to have to make up your own decision as to whether I use gratuitous monkey humor like I do cat humor.
Well, I don't have any cartoons, Dave. As the youth and vocational director of the club under Michael's direction, I'm charged with the responsibility of TLC, RILA, Dan Stover, the four-way test speech contest, Interact, valedictorian lunch, and one thing we're going to do this year that we haven't done in the recent past is an ethics essay contest. So in each of these things, there's a committee chair, there's somebody that's involved with me that is instrumental in one thing that's really important to a lot of us, and that is, what are we doing with youth? This year, we're actually adding 2 additional high schools to our Interact program. That would be Clark High School and Bishop Gorman. We currently have ATEC, where we select students for going to RILA, and this will actually broaden that scope a little bit and give us some different perspective. Instead of just getting them from like a Bishop Gorman or an ATEC, we go to a public school and we get a cross of great students from that. Actually, we had a contestant that did really well, I believe, from Clark High School last year. And Dan Stover, right? Yeah, went to district. So that's kind of spawned this relationship with Clark High School. There's the goal is to send 12 students to TLC, to Teen Leadership Camp. That'll be taking place in the beginning of December. That's your middle schools. We collect our students for that and interview them from Cashman Middle School. We're also going to consider going back to Bridger, where we used to get students as well. And with the current project underway, I think that's something we should seriously consider. For RILA, we do we usually have 16 students go. In the past 2 years, we've had 18 and 20. So we've exceeded usually whatever our goals were in the number of students that we would sponsor. RILA is going to occur a little earlier this year than it has in the past. It will be in March instead of the month of April, which is great because the month of April is usually crowded with so many different things that are going on in the district. The Dan Stover contest, we usually see that at the beginning of the new year, the new calendar year. It's actually going to take place here in November. So it'll be coming up here between Thanksgiving and Christmas. The four-way test speech contest will take place in February again. We'll start collecting students for that contest in probably January. The Interact group, now having three schools, that's a lot of work. So I've got 3 people working with me on working with these schools and getting those students interested in what Interact is all about. And the valedictorian lunch is always a favorite of most of us. We like to see all those kids come and see what Rotary is all about. Some of the things you need to understand about Dan Stover and the four-way test speech contest is that they operate in a very similar way. They go from the club level through the area, the regional, and then to district. And there's a monetary value in, a reward in winning these contests at various levels. So the way that these things are set up is that when they take place and the students are put forward, in the end, there's in the case of Dan Stover and the four-way test speech contest, there's $5,000 to be had. So those kids have a real good chance at making some money if they're motivated by that. And then the new ethics essay contest will have a reward of $3,000. That'll also be part of the district conference as a final. there's a structure to all of this, and the way it's laid out is by these different ways and how that contest comes together. But the district conference is where the money is given to those contestants that have won along the way. So that's it for youth and vocational. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Substituting for Melanie Meldowney is past President Karen Wisenet.
Okay, I am happy to fill in for Melanie. Under international service, there's Super Build, Mayor's Cup, World Community Peace Conference, International Youth Exchange, and World Community Service, which is our global grants. I only have 2 to 3 minutes, so I'll probably talk fast. Super Build, we have our first Super Build coming up in October, and if you're interested in participating in that, then please see Kirk. He can get you involved in that, and then we'll have another one in the spring. Mayor's Cup. As of last week, we have confirmation that the German team will be coming for the Mayor's Cup for our newer members. Since Brock Fraser's year as president, we have been hosting boys internationally in our homes when they come up for the international soccer tournament. So we will be needing host families for 23 or 24 boys from Germany. So we'll give you more information on that as we go, but it's a wonderful experience. It's from February 15th to the 20th. And if we don't get enough host families, they all wind up at Russ's house. So. The Peace Conference is coming up here on the 28th of, I believe, 21st. And if you haven't had a chance to go to the Peace Conference, it's an amazing half-day event. Although it's in California, it's well worth it. There's some amazing speakers, and I encourage you as Rotarians, but also as youth, bring your youth to this thing. It's an amazing speakers of high quality, and it's talking about world issues. International Youth Exchange. We have our student Pila here today. We're very proud of her. On our outbound, the one in the middle is Brooke D'Angelo, and she is studying in Taiwan. And over on the side, we've got Pila when she arrived at the airport, and the kids from last year that participated in the car show. We are trying something new this year that we're hoping we can do on an annual basis, is to do some fundraising. These kids, when they come from all over the world for the district, and they meet up with other kids through ScanX. And when they go to these fellowship events, it would be nice for us to be able to afford to take them to some of these different events where they have the opportunity to meet with other kids worldwide. So the first one we've come up with is Pila and Company will be baking cookies. So if you want to buy cookies for Christmas, she's your girl. And then the next one that we're moving forward with for fundraising is something what this club has done for many years, but we haven't done it now since I think about 2010, is a putting tournament over at Angel Park. Date to be determined, but we're going to do that as a fundraiser for our youth exchange program. World Community Service is when we do global grants for international projects. We have several that are open right now with our partner club in Calgary. We're looking at different ones for this year, this Rotary year, also with our Calgary partner club. One in particular that we're exploring is in Honduras for a medical school to teach some of the local people who can't afford to go to the bigger cities so that they can actually take care of their own children at home, kind of like nurses' aides. And so we're looking at that program with the Calgary Rotary Club. And that's pretty much it for Melody for now. And it's wonderful to have the international part of Rotary, and we're proud to have Pila here today.
Thank you. Continuing on with international is Jackie Thornhill.
Hi, everyone. A little bit of activity we've got going on. You've seen me do a lot of Paul Harris Fellow presentations, and we're going to encourage as many first-timers as we can. But so far, during President Michael's year, we have awarded 12 first-timers. We have 4 +1s, 8 +2s, 3 +4s, 1 plus 7, and 2 plus 8s. And we're going to encourage more first-timers through our matching points program, et cetera. So if you would like to know any information about that, just let me know or Sean know, and we'll talk to you more about that. Okay, we haven't done much with the vocational chair recently, but I was able to attend Rotary Essentials at UNLV a few weeks back. Found out a lot about that and what it consists of. So I'm going to take a look at maybe the craft talk, which we did during Mary Ann's year, maybe reviving that. Job shadowing for the interactors, since we now have Bishop Gorman and Clark High School that are looking at Interact. So that'll be us having some of them join us during our job work so they can job shadow with us. So that's something I want to take a look at. We know that Bracken has a very extensive career day, and I'd like to maybe think about putting one over at Beckley, since they are really energized by our Spread the Word program, and I know the kids over there would probably love to have a career day there as well. And also we talked extensively at Essentials about the possibility that it is okay for us to network. I know we are in the roster, and I know some of you do have ads in the wheel, but there may be, especially some of the new members don't know what each other of us do. So might be looking at the possibilities of some sort of a networking opportunity that the club can have within our group, or maybe partnering with one of the community chambers or something so that we can get the word out about what it is we do, so that if we are looking for products or services, that we look to our fellow Rotarians. And Open World, it's been on hold for the last couple of years, but I got an email recently, and it was on hold because of the State Department had some issues, but it's apparently the issues may be clearing up, so there's a possibility of taking a look at a project for that next year. We'll be looking at that. And then we're looking at the scholarships. President Michael and past President Karen met with UNLV, and we've added to their Honor Society's database, so we're going to be looking at maybe encouraging that. Thank you.
So how do we promote all this, all the good stuff that we do? And for that, we have Rob Tejas.
Thank you very much. So obviously, Rotary's been doing really great things for years. And we've always had a problem, clubs across the world, telling people how, about the great works that we do, right? And so, of course, this club is Governor's Bell worthy, right? And this club deserves a promotion of its good works. And I think that the team that we have together does that very well. So you'll see here that in website development, we have Kirk Holmes. For any of you who have not seen that website, go check it out. It is up to date, has information about everything we're doing, talks about our mission. It's a great resource to point others to show them what we do. Of course, we've got Rob Pistone, who is promoting, of course, the good works of the club. We also have Kirk Alexander, and we know that Kirk does a lot of work with Ryla and also Corazon and all these other things, interacting with the district and showing how much we participate and how much we want to be a part of the district. Doing a great job there. Stu, you've seen his fifth wheel come out every month. That is a recap of everything that's happened, in our weekly meetings. Again, a great resource for all of us so we can catch up on what's going on and also see what events are coming up. Sidra, obviously when it comes to promoting our meetings, we want to make sure we have quality speakers, wonderful people that others in the community want to come see. And she does a fantastic job bringing that draw. So we can invite our friends and say, hey, come on, check out this person, that person. And while they're here, they're going to find out about the great works that we do as well. Bell Houghton, you guys have the wheel in front of you. It's a beautiful program. I don't know that anybody else has one that comes near what we do with that program. So that speaks for itself. Jim Tucker, providing great photos for us. And, of course, Steve Linder capturing it all for posterity. So one day, our great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren will know all about everything that we've done. So that's my report, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up, Sarah Brown to tell us about a unique event that's happening.
Thank you, Thank you, President Michael. This will be short and sweet. I would like you to save the date for April 5th, 2018. We will replace lunch with a dinner here at Lowry's to celebrate our 95th anniversary. Thank you to past District Governor Rampour for setting up our one of our VIP guests, Rotary International Director John Matthews. We're hoping to invite the winner of the Dan Stover Music Contest to be our entertainment. And if it is a pianist, I am happy to pay to have a piano brought to Lowry's. So we are working with UNLV and the historian Mike Green that we had speak last week to provide some artifacts and some historical context for the event. I have just a summary of the press release that we've drafted. Lowry's has been very generous in providing a discount, waiving the corkage fee, and putting together 3 entrees: roast beef, a broiled lobster tail duo, and a vegetarian option. And I am looking for volunteers to help on the committee, so please come see me. Thank you.
Thank you. You only turn 95 once, but how do we pay for all this? So, President-elect Jim and Janice Linke.
All right, thank you. Understood.
So we're going to talk about our annual car show first. We have an amazing committee, which we'll get to in just a minute. The date is April 15th. The last committee meeting, we talked about areas of growth. It's not like a dinner gala, so we have to be, really brainstorm about how we can grow that revenue every year. So sponsorship packages and the revenue we command for those packages. Increase raffle sales. We decided that we will do one set price next year to make it easier and sell more. Increase our media exposure with the community and our website exposure as well. And approach more car-friendly, sorry, I have a typo there, vendors and sponsors, and utilize our partners to get the word out. I had to add a little humor. So this is our car show committee, and please forgive me if we left anybody off. It's Jim's fault. If it's good, thank you. So Ryan, I think Ryan had to leave. I wanted him to be here. So just some of our committee members are getting ready to go out on the road under Ryan's supervision to promote the car show. And since Ryan left, fine material, he was on Pawn Stars again. So. And then our Wine to Water event, these are photos from Dr. Williams' home patio, very soothing. And I know, Jamie, we've been talking about this event. It is happening. The tentative date is October 14th. We're really trying to make that happen. Northern Indian menu, be a patio setting. The first one, since we're going into this, So we are working on this. It's 20 to 25 people. We have a sommelier and $75 cost so we can make a donation to One Drop. And the 25 Club, the fall event, Halloween canned food drive, and they're looking at $50 a person, and the goal is to raise $5,000. And the total canned food drive is $10,000, and they're currently at 2, from what I understand. Cigar Social, don't kill me. There is talk that you might do on Veterans Day around there, and we mentioned it to the board, and they thought that was really cool. Look, see. So, if you decide to do one, yeah. And then we know there's definitely one in the spring, too, so.
Very briefly on grants, we have a budget of $15,000 this year. We're waiting on a last grant to be submitted. One of the members of the club approached me, and they wanted to submit one, so once that comes in, we'll start distributing. And my firm has met, and we are committed to just over $50,000 in grants, so all those checks will be coming in the next several months.
Thank you. All right. Thanks.
The Las Vegas Rotary Foundation is the charitable partner of the club. You'll see us acting in synergy wherever the club is, the foundation is, because we provide the money that's needed for the various projects, the mission of education, the money we provide for the schools, the Santa Claus program, which has been highly successful. Jim Hunt and his crew provides the hands-on work, and the foundation provides the money. Our main goal is for the future is to continue to manage the money so that it's there in perpetuity as a long-term project for future events. The one example that wasn't mentioned of how that synergy works, we recently did a pledge, or participated in a pledge drive at the local PBS station. We provided a matching grant as well as the hands-on with the phones. And we make it easy to give. Just come see us, and we'll explain it all.
Thank you. And how do we celebrate? And I know we're rushing through, but we want to give our district governor some time. So Jamie Goldsmith was not able to be here. She's got the fun job to organize all the activities. As you know, Saturday we have our tailgate party at UNLV. Karen already talked about the putting tournament. We have our holiday party set for December 7th, the same day as Santa Claus, that evening, and it will be at Treasure Island. More details to follow. The Utah Shakespeare Festival, thank you for past President Ginger for organizing that, and then Deb Granda for organizing the social there as well. We went up there. Alpine Picnic, thank you, past President Tom Thomas. Are you here? Thank you for your home. We planted our trees. We had great food and fellowship there. The family of Rotary continues to meet, all the spouses. And then this is Dave Thorson's debunking, but apparently something is happening for Michael Gordon on June 28th, 2017. So just stick with Rotary because good things will happen. And I would like to call up our district governor right now. And before she speaks, every district governor has a specific project that you can come on up, that they want clubs to support. And because we believe in the leadership of District Governor Regatta, I would like to present her, well, first of all, her project is for an ambulance for Our Lady of Peace Center in Amman, Jordan, which is a facility about 20 miles outside Amman. And people don't have access, don't have an ambulance to get there. So our club today would like to present you with a check for $2,500 towards that project. And just to continue the bribing for the governor's bell, before you speak, let's clearly thank you for your service. I don't know what this means, but here you go. Thanks for visiting our club.
Well, thank you. Maybe I should stand behind it. Maybe that's why you gave it to me, right? Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. I hope I had the opportunity to actually shake hands and talk to each of you. I attempted at least, but this is a large club, definitely larger than what I have visited in my official capacity. I am so honored to be here, and I'm just a little fish in this big pond. It is just absolutely impressive what this club does, and I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for all of the support that you have provided to the service and, of course, to your community, which is most importantly. Your service to the district is counted on, and we know what this club is capable of. We have only one older club, I believe, just one, Pasadena, 98 years old, that started our district, and you are just as strong, if not definitely pulling together and having a much larger impact in the community. Every club is very unique in their own ways, and it's just amazing that the work that we put into our communities is really what we're all about. Now let me tell you why, a little bit about the change that I've made for this year. And it doesn't mean that the governors after me have to follow suit, because Rotary International wanted younger governors. And I asked, can you be flexible? And they said, sure.
I said, how flexible? And here I stand before you. So they are wanting to provide a little bit more flexibility, and also for us to share with you the flexibilities for the clubs where, and I'll go through a couple of changes here that's going on in the district for the year. The club assembly visit for me is in lieu of what the governor typically does. They meet with the board updates the governor, then the governor is the program. Well, I'll tell you, I've taken speech classes, but I'm not a very dynamic speaker. And the story that you have to tell, I couldn't tell it as good as you can. That's your story. And instead of me being updated by the board and then sharing that story with you, we figured we'd kill two birds with one stone and call it your club assembly. Why a club assembly? We're a nonprofit. We are under IRS regulations. Rotary International makes us do things. All we can do is make strong recommendations to you. And the recommendation is that being that we are a nonprofit, your members are your customers. If they're pouring money into your organization, they have the right to be updated on a quarterly basis of the status of your club. So I figured, okay, you know what? My visit will be this style for this year. The official governor visit, no, I'm not wearing the official governor suit, but I'm not a rebel, even though do not ask my executive assistant governor, Robert Brydell, and do not ask my assistant governor, Dave Thorson, because they will tell you I am a rebel. But don't believe them, it's okay. But I do appreciate your support. The official governor visit is what I wanted to have in groups. So group 14 decided, well, we're going to have a tailgate. Do you mind if you have your official governor visit at a tailgate party? And I said, but my team isn't playing. But I'm a team player. And I said, absolutely. If it's a tailgate party, you can count on me, and I will definitely be there to support the group. Is it important for you to hear a big, long speech at an official governor visit? To me, it's not. Because what's more important to me, and let me backtrack a little bit. My visit to your club is not going to increase your membership. It is not going to increase your impact in the community. And it definitely is not going to change your image in the community. My goal of my visit for you guys in groups is to get to know one another. Get to see what the other clubs in your community is doing. You guys do a great job, especially with your Santa Claus, and I've been to your Santa Claus, and I'm looking forward to being with you guys again this year. You all work together, and it's always been so impressive. And I'm a California girl. I know, but you know what? I'm speaking from the heart when I tell you that nothing makes me more proud than what the Vegas clubs do, especially when you're pulling together. And that's something to really, to applaud you on, and you all deserve definitely a pat on the back for being able to pull your efforts and your resources together. I mean, spending $1 million on a Christmas shopping spree, wow, we went from $5,000 to about $5,500, $6,000, and I was able to go to the garment district and be able to service 100 kids with $2,600, and then I'm looking at your numbers and go, oh my God, we do nothing. we really do not do much in the community. But it's I'm not going to stand here and reiterate everything that you've done because we'd be here for a while. And I could actually really just would love for you guys to elaborate on some of the programs because I do believe in the R&D policy. And so my visits to the clubs, I'm learning. Do you guys know what the R&D policy is? Rip off and duplicate. And I'll tell you what, I take plenty of notes. So I thank you for teaching me quite a bit today. Those are the changes with the visits, and so I'm going to just take a couple of minutes with respect of everyone's time, just to give you a few more updates in the district. I have two? I'm not an auctioneer, but I'll try. Anyway, RILA, the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Camp, that's typically for the 11th graders, and Kirk, this is for you. We are taking 10th and 11th graders to RILA this year. Typically, they go to In the 11th grade, they go to Ryla for, they come back, they have a month left of school, and then summer break, and then when they come back, they want to be seniors. They don't really get involved with the Interact clubs. So we're going to include 10th graders. So if we have 50% 10th graders and 50% 11th graders, I'll be a happy camper. And a little bragging right for me here is my club typically sends 10 students. This year, because the governor and the chair is from their club, they went ahead and budgeted for 20 students. But we're sending 30. How are we doing that? Our Interact clubs, our Interactors are putting on fundraisers. They're raising money to send more Interactors to the camp. Not only that, you know that, what's that word, Kiwanis? You know the Indian word that means Rotarian in training? They believe in our program. They've seen the effects on our teenagers when they come back. They are sponsoring 2 of our kids. Thank you. Caldwell Banker, Century 21, they're sponsoring kids to send. We budgeted for 20, but we're sending 30 kids. Our goal this year is to reach 450 of our teenagers to attend the camp because we know the major impact that it has on them. Teen Leadership Camp, TLC, as Kirk shared with you, coming up December 1st through the 3rd, no major changes there. There is a slight change. Initially, there's a slight change with the Dan Stover and the 4-way test. The intent to participate fee has always been $275, and every penny of that goes towards the scholarship funds. Typically for the scholarship awards for the music contest is pretty low, only because of the fact that clubs that think that they don't have a piano cannot participate. Well, some of the clubs are learning to have their club contests elsewhere where there is a piano. One other addition that Kirk, sorry to break the good news to you this way, but a recent development is our 4-way music contest chair went above and beyond and secured 2 $5,000 scholarships towards the music contest award. So we already have $10,000 in the pot. I did have someone that heard about it and said, okay, fine, I like the 4-way test. I'll give you $1,000 for the pot. So we are looking for additional sponsorship into the 4-way test to hopefully balance out the scholarship awards at district conference. Super Build, you already know all about it. It's going to be in Tijuana. Youth Exchange. Kimberly is the Youth Exchange chair, and I made you aware of this recent update from Rotary International, is that if you have district-designated funds coming into your club where you are not using it towards a project, which I know that you guys do, but this is something that I am sharing with the entire district, is that you can now use your DDF funds to sponsor an exchange student. You could even use the funds to give to the host family as a stipend to cover food costs for the year. So RI is learning to be a little bit more flexible. And one last thing here that I will share with you is Foundation Gala is going to be coming up on February 24th. It is February 23rd and 24th is the President's Advance. The evening of the 24th is the Foundation Gala. I did run into someone here at a local Italian restaurant bar that is a singer, and he's agreed to come and perform at the Foundation Gala. And this year, we're hoping to make it black tie and dancing. But the most important thing I want to share with you about that is our keynote speaker, and she did not do me the favor for me, she did it for Dr. Sylvia Whitlock, because we are still celebrating 30 years of women in Rotary. Jennifer Jones, the immediate past RI director, agreed to be the keynote speaker, and I'm permitted to say this when she's not in the room. She will be the first female Rotary International president, and I'm honored to have her, and I hope to see many of you there. You will also hear about a fundraiser coming up for the foundation. If you haven't already heard about it, it's called Wheels in Heels. We are asking all of the women in the Rotary clubs to challenge the men in the clubs to walk in heels, and you'll be hearing more about that. Hopefully that'll turn out to be a great fundraiser for the for the Rotary Foundation. And that is basically, in a nutshell, some of the updates for the district. So I'll open it up for a quick couple of questions. One question? Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. There you go, Wayne. Regatta, we would like to present you with our Share What You Can award, where we will donate a warm meal to a homeless vet in your name. Thank you. And like I always say, Rotary is like tennis. The one who serves best usually wins. Now go forth and make a difference.